Yeah, I've just flown down from Sydney to Melbourne. Received a call from one of the neighbours uh, of one of my apartments that I have down. At first, I thought it was someone ringing about one of my Airbnb apartments, and there's always the worry that you brought in some Airbnb guests that thrown a party, or there's always horror stories in the media about Airbnb. I've never had any issues at all with Airbnb guests. I've had really good Airbnb guests, great experiences all the way along. But I did have that fear that when I had the call that it was relating to one of my Airbnb apartments. Turns out it actually related to one of my long-term tenants. Um, and the reason that I had a long-term tenant in this particular apartment rather than Airbnb was that I was running a bit short on time. Um, One of my tenants, a previous long-term tenant, had been there for 4 years, had decided to move out, and well, he'd been there prior to me buying the property, but yeah, he'd been there apparently for 4 years. He decided to move out. I picked up this apartment around 8 months ago, and he just had it on a month to month. I was toying with the idea of putting it on Airbnb. I just had so many other things happening that I thought the easiest thing was just to give it to roll it over with the property manager, get the property manager to put in someone on a long term lease. The person signed on for 12 months. This was back in uh, end of October, November. It's now just ticked on into January. So in a way, I was kind of happy that it wasn't relating to my Airbnb apartment, just due to the media attention. Um, I don't want to go into the nitty gritty of what I was told by my neighbour as to what was happening. I might cover that off on a later issue. This is so I've just flown down to have a look at the apartment just to see what sort of shape it's in. So that's what I am about to do now, and go and see what we're actually dealing with. Okay, so I have just unlocked the door and about to go have a look. Um, wow. Not sure what to say. What am I doing? This place is messy. Um, this is actually probably a bit worse than I would have expected. Um, just just in this doorway here. Um, so it looks like it's just maybe some general mess, but I can see some damages. Don't know this. It looks like it's the fire alarm up there. Looks like it's been ripped off. Yeah, it has. Don't know if I should be touching any of this stuff. So for some reason that's been ripped off the roof. The geez. The switchboard, I don't know what you call it, the circuit breaker. It's been fully... I'm not even sure how you would break that off. Could have been possibly done with this hammer here. God. The phone socket. Alright, this I knew about. Apparently this window was smashed out, so it had to be boarded up in a hurry. Obviously before it came down here. But this is it's only a one bedroom apartment. Looks like it's the walls lucky enough. These are solid concrete, so can't do much actual damage to those. Blinds blinds are a bit wrecked. What else do we got that's damaged? Alright, looks like some of the kitchen cabinet stuff's been ripped off. But all in all, it's maybe a bit more intact. Maybe this is just geez, it's going to be a bit of a clean-up. As I said, it's a one bedroom, so we'll go and check the bedroom. Bedroom just looked like it was a lot of mess. I don't know why this is here. Let me just turn it around. Just looking down here, I can smell some of the wet smell on this carpet. This carpet is saturated. It's absolutely saturated. Oh. Okay. The piece de resistance. Don't know if you can see in here. The toilet has been completely demolished. This is, oh god. That was a solid toilet as well. So that has been, well, that has been trashed. The basin looks okay. Jeez. I'm not sure what to actually say about all this. This is going to be a bit of work to get this all back together. This is actually my first time experiencing anything quite like this. As I said, I'm usually running Airbnb properties. This is the first issue I've had with a long term, and wow. It's pretty interesting. Well, there you have it. There's the tour of my rental. So I would probably recommend anyone thinking of getting an apartment out there to rent, maybe make sure you have, your usual landlord building insurance, and maybe for loss of rent as well, because I'm guessing I will be out of pocket a fair bit in terms of loss of rent, possibly. But I'll have to talk to the insurance company about that sort of thing.